Welcome to Pulp Diction, the podcast where I yap about movies for what used to be an academic obligation and is now just for fun. Alright, I didn't script this at all, right? But lately, on TikTok, I have been seeing a lot of rankings of movies that have come out in 2025, particularly summer 25. Excuse me. A lot of these rankings are either abysmal or from people that only watch like blockbusters, and I can't just stand by anymore. I can't just be a bystander. I have to be a participant and throw my hat in the ring and inevitably get destroyed by whoever thinks their opinion's better than mine and mine sucks. So I have seen 26 films in the theater this year. One of those came out at the end of last year, so I'm not going to put it in the list. That's Wicked, which I did really enjoy. And a few of those were re-releases of old movies. They were Rocky Horror Picture Show, Revenge of the Sith, Monty Python and the Holy Grail, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, and the Grateful Dead movie in IMAX, which was amazing. I loved seeing all of those. One movie I saw 3 times in the theater. I won't say what it is, but I'm just gonna give my little personal ranking of what I've been watching at the movies this year, not including re-releases or last year's movies, which is Wicked. I will say, before I get into it, don't take it too seriously. This isn't going to be necessarily an exact rating. A lot of it depends on the day and my mood and how I feel at the time. Some of these are ranked lower than ones I like a little less. Some of these might be ranked higher than ones I like a little more. It's just, I threw it together in like 2 seconds. This is unscripted, just going to be a yap fest. So here we go. Number 23, Last Place. And I don't actually dislike any of these films. I'm going to preface this by saying that I enjoyed them all. So number 23, last place on the list, is Nona's. This was a Netflix original, I believe, with Vince Vaughn, and who else was in it? She was in Rocky Horror too. Fudge, what's her name? Susan Sarandon, dude, jeez. Lorraine Bracco, who was Dr. Melfi in The Sopranos, and Talia Shire were in it. Stacked cast, and just a lovely movie. I watched it with my mom, and I'm glad I did because it's a very mom movie. It's just very sweet and cheesy, and just it's wholesome. It's cute. It's a cute film. Number 22 on the list is Heart Eyes. This is a slasher that released this year, sort of a Valentine's Day theme, and I like what it was going for. It's like a slasher combined with a rom-com, and those are both like guilty pleasures of mine. But in the execution, it was just not very good. I get that it didn't take itself super seriously, but I found myself laughing more at the parts you weren't supposed to be laughing at than the parts you were. I was laughing at how bad the movie was, and just, it was incredibly dumb, and all the nighttime scenes had this super ugly blue filter over it that made everything ugly and hard to see, and it was a whole thing. I enjoyed watching it with my friends. I had a great time doing that. Number 21 on the list, a Minecraft movie. This is a strange movie. It's almost Rocky Horror-esque in that my ranking of this movie isn't necessarily based on its quality, but on the experience. Like, the experience of the Minecraft movie is better than what the Minecraft movie was. A Minecraft movie, my apologies. I mean, we all remember the absolute phenomenon that it was. Chicken Jockey, bro. Chicken Jockey. It was hilarious for all the wrong and all the right reasons. I love Jack Black, Jason Momoa. They should have kissed. It was such an artless, like, genuine corporate slop movie. It was like a parody of a movie, but it was real. It was like, something crazy from the game or whatever would happen. You'd cut to a medium close up of a character going "what," and it was just so man, but it was silly. I liked the experience of watching it. It was so fun. Number 20 on the list is The Accountant 2. I watched both of The Accountants in the same day. Two, then one, actually. It came out on Amazon Prime. I did not see it in the theater. But it was fun. It was a cute little action movie. It was, as much as Nona's was a mom movie, The Accountant 2 is a dad movie. And it was fun. I like Ben Affleck a lot. I love John Bernthal. It had a fun, like, family message to it. It was silly. It was cool. I enjoyed it. Number 19, Happy Gilmore 2. I've seen some people say they like this more than the original, which is insane to me, because the original is still so funny, and I all those, like, 90s Adam Sandler comedies are great, and I'm tired of pretending they're not. But the second one was okay. It was an okay follow-up to the original. It doesn't quite live up, but I enjoyed it. Shooter McGavin was the highlight for me. Seeing his redemption arc was a very welcome surprise. He's one of my favorite villains ever. Shooter! 18 on the list. This is where people might start getting mad at me. Is F1. This is another dad movie. Brad Pitt doing dad shit. It was okay. I enjoyed the movie. I think the racing scenes were immaculate. Joseph Kosinski should get a blank check to do whatever he wants from now on, in my opinion. But it was about half an hour too long. It felt like cut up, like they cut some side plot revolving around a girl mechanic lady. And it was just, I don't know, it was kind of dumb. And I've heard, like, my friends who watch F1, I don't watch F1, I don't keep up, say it's, like, super just inaccurate, unrealistic, and even I could tell it was, like, and not knowing nothing about F1, and it was just, it was okay, it was fun, maybe I'd watch again, but it wouldn't be my first, second, third, or first through 17th choice. Number 17 on the list is Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. This one, I liked it. Again, it's another one I liked. But I didn't love. I loved parts of it. Parts of it were amazing. But overall, it was a very okay finale to one of my favorite action series ever. Like, I don't know. I don't want to say it was an anticlimax, because the two big set pieces in the movie, as everyone's already said, were perfect. They were so good. Tom Cruise is a beast. I really admire him. And all the action's great, but so much of it is just, My experience might also have been affected, because in the theater there was an Indian family that they were talking. There were two Indian families. They were both talking during the movie in whatever language. They brought their infant children who were talking and babbling and watching. They were watching, like, Cocomelon or Cocomelon-esque videos with the sound on their iPads during the movie. That's ridiculous to me. Like, it was so, I was pissed off. It's so disrespectful. I don't know why they were doing that, why they thought it was okay to bring their kids to a 9 o'clock showing of a 3-hour movie that they're not going to remember or enjoy. Man. Number 16 on the list. This is one, nobody knows this movie exists, and I really liked it. This is the first movie on the list I'd say I really liked. It's Americana. It came out in a festival like 2 years ago, but it's just now had its theatrical debut. It's sort of a Pulp Fiction-esque type anthology structure, which is the second movie that came out this summer in the theater to have that sort of structure. Weapons was the first, and it was also the second, like, modern day Western to come out this summer. The first was Eddington, and it wasn't as good as either of those. as you can see by its placement on the list. But it was really fun. My favorite storyline was the one with Sydney Sweeney, who had great genes in the movie, and Paul Walter Hauser. They were just so cute and sweet, and it was, I don't know, it was just a fun time. I liked it a lot. I don't know. A lot of the complaints feel like people are looking for things to complain about regarding the movie, but you know, it was fun. That's all I got to say about it. Number 15 this is one that like is rated, I think is a better movie than a lot that I put above it, but I didn't necessarily like it as much. It is Companion. This one came out early this year, I believe. And it's one, I'm not going to say too much because it's one of those movies I think the best way to go into it is to go into it blind. And I went into it because I knew Jack Quaid was in it, and he'd said you to go into it blind and like not even watch the trailers. And I like him a lot as an actor, so I wanted to check that out, see what all that fuss was about. And I'm glad I did. It was really cool. It was like a feature-length Black Mirror episode. And it was a very biting satire, you know, like asking questions that we have seen before, like what does it mean to be human? But it was a good, very cool satire, very cool sci-fi, just nice. A lot of twists and turns, and it was neat. Number 14 was Sketch. I watched this the other day with my dad. I'm very glad I did. It's another like very sweet, wholesome sort of movie. Like it reminds me of the family movie, the kind of family movie that I would have grown up watching. Almost like Goosebumps-esque. It has almost an R.L. Stine feel to it. It's almost kids horror. I mean, it has a great message about dealing with grief, which is such a problem in today's society that nobody knows how to deal with. And it's just, this is a fun one. Bring your family to see Sketch. I like that a lot. Number 13, Ballerina. This was a John Wick spinoff that I think flopped. I feel like it didn't deserve to flop. It was fun. I feel like it could have been very bad, but it was real. I really liked it. Ana de Armas is a very awesome, attractive individual, and I liked the action a lot. I thought it was very creative. I liked that it wasn't necessarily just her shooting people and stuff. It wasn't a repeat of John Wick action. She was getting very creative with some of the kills. I liked her fight with John Wick in particular, because it didn't, a lot of the times the trap they fall into with introducing a new strong female character and having her fight an existing character is they make the existing character look bad to make the new one look good. That fight wasn't that at all. You see what it's like to fight the Baba Yaga from someone else's perspective, because like John Wick is a beast and they don't nerf him a bit. It's great because he's not trying to kill her. Anyway, next on the list, in a similar vein to John Wick, is Nobody 2. I also saw this with my dad today, actually, and it was really fun. It wasn't as good as the first one, which is one of my favorite action movies, but again, it's very dad. It's almost Vacation with murder and killing people and blood, and like the first movie, it's very fun action tone. Just dad gets pissed off, kills a lot of people, fights a crime boss. It's so cool. I love these movies. I love Bob Odenkirk and Christopher Lloyd and everyone in this movie so much, mostly Odenkirk and Lloyd. I hope they keep making these for years and years and years and years. It's great. Number 11, this is another very obscure movie. It's called Jimmy and Stiggs. This is a horror movie made by Joe Begos. I love it. I loved it. I watched it with my friends the other day. It was made by Joe Begos made it in his apartment on a very, very small budget. A lot of practical effects. Nothing was done like computer generated, I don't believe. And everything was shot on film. Everything was shot on film and practically. and it's great. He's fighting aliens. There's neon blood everywhere. It's just crazy. And I feel like I'd like it more if the ending was better. And the ending is crazy, but from a story perspective, it just feels like an anticlimax, unfortunately. And the rest, everything before that is so good. Some people say they say fuck too much and the dialogue's kind of cringy because of that, but it's funny, it's silly. It's like an Evil Dead 2-esque sort of tone, an Evil Dead 2 for our time, just with aliens and uh, just a little bit of Mikey and Nikki sprinkled in there with the buddy aspect. But Jimmy and Sigs, it's so underrated. Go watch it, please. Number 10. This is where people might get really mad at me. Fantastic Four First Steps. I liked this movie a lot. Okay, I loved the cast. Even I wasn't even sure about Pedro Pascal or Joseph Quinn or shoot, what's her name? Julia Garner? It was. Okay. I wasn't sure about the choice to use Julia Garner, but I feel like as Silver Surfer, but I feel like given the Silver Surfer's relationship with Johnny in the movie, it makes a lot of sense to use Shia LaBeouf instead of Norrin Rad from a story perspective. And Joseph Quinn won me over so fast as Johnny Storm. Pedro Pascal also won me over as Reed Richards. I wasn't sure about either actor beforehand, but I'm sold. I love them all. I love the designs. I love the world building. I love the set design. This is probably my favorite looking Marvel movie since Guardians of the Galaxy 3. It is so full of life and personality and love and passion. And everything when when it's in space is perfect. It's my favorite part of the movie. If the whole movie was like that, it would be amazing. But the whole movie's not like that, unfortunately. I said this in my last Superman episode that it felt like there were just too many cooks in the kitchen writing wise. Like there were 4 writers on this movie, so it felt like they were trying to just do a lot with a little, and they definitely cut out a lot that would have made this or could have made this a better movie. Like John Malkovich was supposed to be in it, but they cut him. They cut John Malkovich, which is crazy to me. And it's just the studio being the studio, unfortunately. And I'm curious to see how it was supposed to turn out, but it's fine. It's good. I love everything about Fantastic Four First Steps except the story. I love parts of the story, but not the thing as a whole. I love the thing as a whole, but not the story as a whole. The story is the thing, but the thing isn't. I'm moving on. Number 9. The Naked Gun. I love the fact that this movie exists more than I love the movie. I hope we go back to making a lot of these silly spoof movies. I love the original Naked Guns, all 3. I don't think it's as good as any of the original 3, but it's worthy. It's a worthy successor, and I hope they do more, and I think it can be better if they do a second one. I think Liam Neeson's a great successor to Leslie Nielsen, and there's not every joke hits in the movie, but there are enough jokes that it doesn't really matter. It's just joke, and it's amazing. It's so, man, I'm so glad it exists. And I love all the action movies of today that it pays homage to, or parodies. There's a whole parody of the Mission Impossible Fallout hospital scene. There's a whole thing. I mean, the whole plot is basically stolen from Kingsman, which is great. And it's awesome. I hope they make so many more. Number 8 on the list. Weapons. I like Weapons a lot. People are kind of turning around on it for some reason, saying it's not that good, but it is really good. It's not necessarily what I expected or what was promised. But it's still very cool. I'm really glad I saw it. I'm a big fan of Zach Kreger. I love his style. I love his storytelling style. I love his visual style. It's all really cool. I've loved him from his White as Kids You Know days, and I will watch at this point between this and Barbarian, which I also loved. I will watch anything he does at this point. And yeah, I liked Weapons a lot. It's just that I feel like they should have left a little more. Some people are complaining that some things were left unknown. I like the parts that were left unknown. I almost wish more was left unknown, but also I'm happy with what they revealed, but not, I don't know if, I think maybe it's how they revealed it, or what it was revealed to be, just because it's not what I was expecting, or what I think anyone was expecting, but it's still interesting. And I'm glad we have the ending was hilarious and I loved it for that. I'm glad we have modern horror like this that's not afraid to be a little goofy and silly. And people say it's not horror because of that, which is stupid because horror's always been a little silly. Number 7 on the list. Thunderbolts. This was my favorite Marvel movie of the year. Probably my favorite Marvel thing of the year. I hoped it would be Daredevil Born Again, but that unfortunate. I liked Daredevil Born Again a lot, but it had just too many flaws that High Top Films and his video on it articulated better than I could ever. I liked the show more than he did, but it's just, as a successor to the Netflix show, it's not amazing, but what could be. Anyway, Thunderbolts. It was so good, man. It's such an unfortunate disappointment that Thunderbolts flopped at the box office, because it didn't deserve it at all. This is the best ensemble movie they've had in a long time. It's actually like directed interestingly, like it has an interesting visual style. It actually looks like a movie instead of a product, which so did Fantastic Four. So maybe they're finally figuring that out. It had my favorite action in the MCU since Winter Soldier. It was so brave, I think. And some people have criticized this, which is just stupid to me. It was so brave for having more of an emotional climax than a physical one in like a big fight. But like with the villain of this movie, how do you expect them to beat him in like a hand-to-hand battle? And how low the power level of these good guys, quote unquote, and how high the power level of the bad guy is. What do you expect? I don't know. I love Thunderbolts. It's so sad to me that it didn't do well. Number 6 on the list is Eddington. This is another failure. It's in a pattern here. Directed by Ari Aster. I haven't seen any of his other films. Hereditary is a big blind spot for me, and I really need to fix that. I quite enjoyed Eddington. It's like a sort of modern Western, and it definitely feels that way. Joaquin Phoenix is sort of a John Wayne type figure. He has the white hat. He's the sheriff of the town. He lives on a house on the hill. I think they do a shot that's an homage to The Searchers, which I haven't seen yet. Another blind spot. But it takes place during 2020, like during COVID, and so it was bound to ruffle some feathers, and it did. But I enjoyed the movie all the way through. The last half hour or so, I'm iffy about. It was a big swing, and I'm not sure it completely connected, but it's a very unique film. I'm glad we got so many unique films this year, like this, Jimmy and Stig's, Sketch, Companion, Americana, Heart Eyes, even though I didn't like Weapons. Oh my gosh. Even though I didn't like Hard Eyes that much. Anyway, Eddington was, it's making a statement. It's leaving no stone unturned, satirizing everyone, everywhere from this period. And, what it's saying is basically, like, these issues are not the problem. We need to be focusing on the real enemy, which is these big tech corporations and stuff, and that sort of thing, which is surprisingly relevant considering how long ago I'm pretty sure it was filmed. I don't know. But yeah, Eddington was really good. It could have been really great, but it wasn't. Anyway, this is the top 5, and I think this is where people are going to get really mad at me. People are going to be really mad with my number 5 spot, I think, which is Sinners. And I think this is going to be a lot of people's number 1. And I do think it was really, really good. But not all of it worked for me. That being said, I thought it was great. I loved Sinners. I love that it spent about an hour just doing setup, and I was fully invested in it, and I wouldn't even have been mad if the whole movie was just like a historical period piece drama about with all that stuff going on. And then they introduce vampires, and it's the best movie about the white assimilation of black culture since Get Out. It's right, and the vampires as a metaphor for that is great. I love the music in the movie. That one scene in the like about the halfway point was so cool. My uncle didn't like it very much, but different strokes, different folks. And it was, it was just neat. It was a cool movie. It was very unique, and I appreciate that. Ryan Coogler did great. I loved Michael B. Jordan's very talented playing twins. That Miles however, is incredibly talented for an acting debut. That's ridiculous, dude. And it was a cool, fun movie. It was very cool. I liked it a lot. And from a religious perspective, it gave me a lot to think about. Because I am a Christian. But I liked it a lot. I don't even think it was overhyped. It's because it is really good. It's just not perfect. And it was so long ago since I watched it that I can't necessarily explain why. But whatever. Number 4, and I know a lot of people didn't like my number 4, didn't like this one very much, but I loved it. Number 4 is 28 Years Later. I thought I was blown away by 28 Years Later. I liked it almost as much as the original, maybe on par with the original, honestly. Which is one of my favorite zombie movies. It is a zombie movie. Shut up, I don't care. 28 Days Later, and 28 Years. It's very fast. I love the world building in it. I love the characters. That child actor did a great job. Aaron Taylor Johnson's cool. Ray Fiennes is awesome, and it was just a neat little post-apocalyptic film, and I'm very excited for the rest of the trilogy. A lot of people have brought up the ending. I don't think it was bad. I mean, we're looking at it from a kid's perspective, and I don't see why, like, at this point in a zombie apocalypse, you wouldn't have people who are, like, incredibly good at killing zombies at this point. Infected, sorry. But in any case, I loved it. Every, like, COD kill cam freeze type. It's crazy that this movie was shot on iPhones, but they had this effect where, like, it would freeze on a kill and, like, rotate or revolve around the kill, like a kill cam in a video game. It was so cool. That effect always just got me. It was awesome. And it was very, like, deep, too. It was sort of highlighting, like, you can find light in darkness, beauty in the macabre, and that was beautiful. I didn't expect it to be such a heartfelt, warm, even optimistic horror movie, which I really appreciated. Because 28 Days does end on a high note, actually. 28 Weeks, not so much. But in any case, number 3, top 3. How long have I been doing this? Oh my gosh. Okay. Number 3, the Phoenician Scheme. I think that's how you pronounce it. I forget. This was Wes Anderson's latest film. I liked it. I quite liked it, actually. I was surprised how much I liked it. I wasn't even sure I was going to see it, but then people were telling me how much they liked it. Even people that didn't like Asteroid City, like, at all. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'll have to go check it out. And so we did, and it was great. I didn't expect God to have such a presence in the movie. I love the actor they got for him. And I loved just seeing on display, like, the incredible power of forgiveness that stems from Christ, and how just unbelievable that is, and how deeply affecting it can be to people. It was great. I loved the Phoenician Scheme, and it made me laugh a lot. It was very, very, very funny. Not as funny as my number 2 spot on the list. Little segue there. My second favorite release of 2025 was Friendship, starring Tim Robinson and Paul Rudd. Friendship was the hardest I've laughed at a movie theater in years. I don't even know what the last movie was that made me laugh that much. It it was so funny. It was so cringy. It was I hadn't seen much I Think You Should Leave at all prior to it, but I think I liked Tim Robinson. It was just hilarious, man. But here's the thing. In my group, I saw it with a group of friends, right? In my group, there were friends that loved the movie, thought it was the funniest thing they'd ever seen, were laughing all the time. It was hilarious and genius and brilliant and awesome. There were also friends that didn't think it was funny at all, that thought it was just sad and mean and like making fun of a mentally ill person. And I completely understand both perspectives. And humor's very subjective, even and to an extreme degree with a movie like Friendship. But the thing is that mean-spiritedness is why this movie is so funny. Like, it's like laughing at like a weird classmate and you feel kind of bad for laughing at him, but it's just funny, so you laugh anyway. And it's not real, so there's no harm in this. Friendship is it's a hilarious movie. I want to watch it again when it's streaming somewhere. I keep recommending. I recommended it. I want to hear what other people think about it when it's more widely available. It's oh my gosh, Friendship was hilarious. Number one on the list. You've probably figured it out by now. Well, if you know if you know me, you know what I was gonna rank number one, regardless. It's the one movie I've seen in the theater 3 times this year. It's Superman, directed by James Gunn. I've made 2 podcasts about it already, man. It's boy oh boy. Superman. Superman. I mean, I don't even know what to say about it at this point. It's so hopeful and optimistic and bright and happy, and I love it so much. And I've just a comfy movie. It's the Superman movie I've wanted to see for years. It's great. I love it. I love David Corenswet. I love James Gunn. I love Nicholas Hoult. I love Rachel Brosnahan. I love everybody in this movie. I love the story. I love the soundtrack. I love everything. Soundtrack. Speaking of soundtrack, little aside, my favorite part of Fantastic Four First Steps was the soundtrack by Michael Giacchino. He went crazy in that film. I genuinely love the theme to Fantastic Four First Steps so much. I was listening to it on Spotify like 2 or 3 times on my way home from the theater. Just it made me like singing along Fantastic Four. It was cool. It's so cool. I loved it. That theme is an all-timer for superhero films. Anyway, back to Superman. It's just fun, and I get that a lot of people didn't like it, but I loved it. And it made me want to be a better man. It made me cry like 4 times the first time I saw it. And probably would have made me go more if I wasn't, didn't have my guard up around my dad and brother. Ah, man, Superman. Heck yeah, bro. There are a couple things I want to say about Superman, though, because every time I talk about this movie, I'm sitting in bed the next night thinking, shoot, I wish I'd talked about this, or I come up with something new, and I want to talk about it, and I'm just like, dang it, I want to talk about it, I can't believe I didn't think of it earlier, or whatever, and I'll use this as an excuse. What I realized is that I don't know how I didn't realize earlier in David Corenswet fighting, spoiler alert, in Superman fighting Ultraman, who's revealed to be a clone of himself. They're doing the same thing Logan did, where he's literally fighting himself, and on a figurative, almost figurative level, he's also fighting himself. But from a metatextual standpoint, he is fighting a darker Superman. This is a new, lighter Superman fighting a darker Superman, a Superman that the public's perception has leaned towards this past decade, between Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Injustice, even like Red Sun. People, and from a figurative standpoint, this is Superman. He's fighting he's fighting his dark side. He's fighting his darker self that's controlled by evil, that allows itself to submit to the cruelty of the world and become complicit in it. But the thing is, Superman, he doesn't go through a huge change in the movie, a huge arc. But that's the point. He is beaten down again and again and again, yes, which a lot of people have complained about, but I think that's part of why I like it so much, because he gets beaten up, he gets the crap kicked out of him so much, but he doesn't let himself submit and become part of the darkness in the world. No, he digs his feet in the ground, and he doesn't allow himself to be changed by the evil and cruelty of the world. It's like the Captain America quote, the world tells him to move, and he says, no, you move. And it's great. And again, he's fighting himself, and I can't believe I didn't see that earlier. James Gunn, the gun doesn't jam. And also, one thing I do wish was in the movie, because like I've said before, my biggest critique of Superman is that I wish there was more. I think it's a little rushed. Not rushed, it's just breakneck. I wish there was more downtime, I should say. More moments to slow down and just digest and breathe, you know? But I do wish when Superman returns to the apartment at night, after looking for crypto all day, I feel like that bit would have hit harder if we'd gotten to see him looking for crypto all day. Maybe if we'd gotten like a montage or something that showed him working hard all day, just looking around for crypto, while also juggling his duties as Superman, you know, saving cats from trees, people from burning buildings, whatever Superman does, walking an old lady across the street. And I feel like James Gunn would have been so perfect for a montage like that. Do some catchy song with it, and it would have been great. I do wish we'd gotten that, because it would have made that hit harder. Like, some screenwriting book I read once said, like, to make you care about somebody, you show all the hard work they did, and then how it pays off or how it doesn't pay off. Like, I think it was American Beauty, where the wife you get to see her trying and trying and trying and trying to sell a house, and she doesn't, and you see her just break down because of that, and you feel for her because of that. And in a similar way here, if we'd seen him try and try and try to find crypto and fail to find crypto, it would have hit harder. I don't know, it would have been just a nice little touch. But yeah, as of right now, those are all the movies I've seen in theaters that have come out this year. There are a lot that have yet to come out that I'm super excited to see, and I don't know how they'll place on my ranking. Toxic Avenger is in, I want to say a week and a half. Next Friday, yeah. I know a guy who's going to go to an early screening of the Toxic Avenger, and I'm very jealous of him for that. I love the original. It's like peak B movie. It's like a movie. The way I've always described it is that if you went into Michael's apartment in GTA 5 and turned on the TV, the Toxic Avenger is exactly the kind of movie you would see playing in the best way possible. It's so stupid and just gross, and I love it so much. And I think the new one will be good too. It's supposed to be very good also. I love Dinklage. I loved him in Game of Thrones. Anyway, Caught Stealing I'm very excited for. The Long Walk looks really good. Spinal Tap 2 looks funny. I hope will be funny. I like the first one a lot. One Battle After Another might be the one I'm most excited for. Because Paul Thomas Anderson, is an amazing director. I've only seen a couple of his films, I think, but I need to watch more. Boogie Nights especially because There Will Be Blood is one of my favorite movies ever. Magnolia is also one of my favorite movies ever. I'm very excited to see this, and I feel like Leo hasn't done anything in a while since like Killers of the Flower Moon, so I'm excited to see him. Smashing Machine actually looks really good, though I'm getting a little sick of seeing the trailer. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson might actually be able to act after all, which is the transformation he went through, like makeup wise, is insane to me. So props to him for that. Tron Ares, I'm keeping. I hope will be good. I haven't seen the original Trons in a long time, but I don't know. I just don't know why they did Jared Leto. Who likes Jared Leto? I don't know. I don't know. This movie, Good Fortune, looks pretty funny. I like Aziz Ansari a lot. I love Keanu Reeves, of course. I just played Cyberpunk 2077. That was really good. Keanu was awesome in it. Johnny Silverhand rocks. He's such a perfect asshole. Anyway, Good Fortune looks pretty funny. I'm excited to see that. Springsteen, Deliver Me from Nowhere. I'm very interested to see. I know music biopics are a little overdone, but I'm interested to see. I've never been huge into Springsteen, but I do like Jeremy Allen White a lot, and it's crazy that he did his own singing because he sounds really good. And just I don't know. I loved one of my favorite movies last year was A Complete Unknown, starring Timmy Chalamet as Bob Dylan. I love Bob Dylan, and yeah, that was. I hope Springsteen's good too. Mortal Kombat 2 looks fun. I didn't see the first one, but I love Carl Urban. Johnny Cage is an awesome character. The Running Man. It's. I think that might be a close second for what I'm most excited for because I love Edgar Wright. Glenn Powell's an awesome actor. Edgar Wright's one of my favorite directors ever, dude. Oh my gosh, Baby Driver, Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, The World's End. He, I never saw Last Night in Soho, but everything I've seen has been amazing from him. So I have faith. I haven't read the Stephen King story, but I kind of want to. Yeah, I think it looks really, really fun. I'm super pumped for that. Wicked 2 I'm excited for. I liked the first one a lot. I think I mentioned that. I haven't seen the musical or listened to it in full. I haven't read the book. I'm tempted to I wanted to do one or the other after watching the first movie, but I never got around to it. And yeah, I think Wicked 2 will be really cool. I think Ariana Grande, I was surprised how impressed I was with her. And Cynthia Erivo was really good too. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 comes out this year. That should be interesting. I like McKenna Grace a lot actually. Um yeah, she's cool. I'm excited to see Matthew Lillard back. It's I don't know. The first one was bad in a fun way. I enjoyed watching it with friends and laughing at it. But I'm going to be at college, so I don't know who I'm going to laugh at it with. Oh, man. We got... Ooh, okay. I have two more coming out this year that are on my list. Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery. That should be cool. I love the Knives Out movies. Glass Onion was fun. It was really fun. Not amazing, but I liked it a lot. Knives Out, the first one is great. I love it so much. Daniel Craig, Benoit Blanc is one of the all-time great movie detectives, I think. It's just fun. They're fun movies. They're cool. I like them. I like them a lot. And Avatar 3. I don't love the first two, but I feel just for the spectacle, I'm always going to have to see them in the theater. Yeah, I mean, it's Avatar. It's big. It's a big event for some reason. The spectacle. The second one I saw in 3D. The first one came out when I was very, very young. But yeah, maybe it'll be good. It'll probably be okay. I'm pumped. This is a great year for movies so far, and it is definitely going to continue to be one. So yeah, I'm glad with the way cinema's turning out. We've had and are continuing to have a lot of original content that's not from a franchise or a comic book or anything, which is not that I don't love comic book movies, but I love that we're getting original stuff. It's just a win for artistry in an industry that unfortunately discourages artistry a lot of the time because it is more focused on making money. And this was a very impromptu episode, but I think this was good. Man, it has been It's been a year and 5 months, so almost a year and a half, since I started Pulp Diction and released the first episode, where I didn't even know what I was going to name the podcast yet. And it's been a fun time. I've said this before, but I could have stopped this project a long time ago. I started it for an academic obligation, but I've had so much fun with it, and I'm continuing to do it. I know I've slacked off on the episodes this summer. I can't necessarily tell you why because I don't really know, but I hope I don't. I'm gonna try not to fall off too hard. Maybe it'll give me something to do because I moved to college in 2 days, and by the time this comes out, it will be in one day. And maybe I'll be at college by the time this comes out. I don't know. And I'm moving into such a different time in my life, and it's very scary and very exciting, and I will hopefully continue. I'll try to continue the pod when I'm at college. We'll see. But this has been Pulp Diction has been it's been great, and I don't have to those of you who do listen to these or watch these, thank you, genuinely, from the bottom of my heart. You don't know how much it means to me that somebody actually wants to hear my opinions and wants to hear me yap about movies for the time, however much time I do spend on these. It's it means a lot, and it's great, and just this it's been very real. So thank you, and here's to many more years of Pulp Diction, hopefully. uh Thanks for listening and or watching. Remember to like and subscribe, etc. Bye bye.